Are you struggling to keep up with boxing? Download the Boxing Showtimes app for the latest fight schedules, full undercards, boxer stats, news, and real-time updates. It's more than just an app, it's the boxing community you want to join.
Boxing King Media, powered by BYD. We are down under in Australia with Mick Francis, Tasman Promotions, a humongous fight week for Australian boxing. First of all, I want to thank you for the invite and making it very hospitable out here in, it's not Brisbane, is it? It's called the Gold Coast.
Yeah, we're an hour away from Brisbane. Mate, thanks for coming out. Really appreciate you, putting your time into such an event. This is going to be an amazing show over the next 5 days. We've got a whole heap of events leading up to the actual fight night, but it's been great and it's been well received. Today's the first event of many, and it's a sellout already. So, really excited with the week and happy with the progress so far.
Just people will be wondering who's this young man. Just introduce the young man on camera.
That's Harry. Harry's the next generation of fighters, promoters, interviewers. He's my man.
He's going to be the guy in about 20 years' time. They're going to be say he's been silver spoon and been handed it on a plate.
Yeah, and a gold spin up his ass.
You got anything to say, Harry?
No.
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 Who's going to win this Saturday? I mean, not Saturday, Wednesday.
Guy.
How's he going to win?
Knockout, 4th or 5th round.
Might reveal something, some tactics there, saying 4th round knockout. So, Mick, obviously, British boxing fans, we're not used to seeing big fight weeks in Australia. I know you guys have a lot of shows on all year round, but there's like a really good feel about a big fight week vibe here. This is different. We're inside a sports bar. You've got a Q&A with some selected fans in attendance. I like it. It's a bit different. We don't normally get stuff like this on a fight week in the UK.
No, look, this is a substantial event. This fight here is the biggest fight Australia and New Zealand has ever had. We've got the Wallabies, the All Blacks. We've got that rivalry, but this is legitimate. We've got two fighters at the top of their game, same age. They're both 29, 2 months apart in age, both massive amateur careers. You got David Nika. David Nika has been training for this particular event. He was looking to defend his IBF. He had an IBF Intercontinental title he was going to defend, so he's been preparing for this event. It's not like he's been brought up on short notice, but mate, we've been blessed with this fight. With the opportunity that David come on board through Sin Cara, unfortunately for him, but the fact that David Nika actually put his hand up and took the fight, that's massive. That took courage, and you got to take the opportunities when they come. But mate, this is a huge event. This is a massive production. This is the biggest fight Australia's ever seen. I challenge anyone to ever say there's a bigger fight than this. This is massive. You've got OPETAIA, possibly the best fighter to ever come out of Australia. You got David Nika as one of the best fighters to ever come out of New Zealand. Mate, I know that's big calls and everyone will argue, but mate, facts are facts. And these guys are very young, 29 years old. They're only getting started. They've got a long way to go. And the opportunities that the Zone are giving us down here in Australia, and same venues as well, Eddie Hearn, Spencer Brown, Turkey Al Sheikh, Riyadh Season, mate, it's a partnership that dreams are made of, I'll be honest.
I'm guessing this fight was probably being cooked up for maybe a year or so's time when it could have been a even bigger fight. Yeah. And sometimes we see that, but I'm guessing, was there a plan B, or did you just think, you know what, screw it, we're going to roll the dice?
Yeah, well, look, when Sin Cara was injured, we had to go, because it's a mandatory, the IBF has said, mate, you've got to go through the list. So we've already been through the list because we're trying to get a fight for David anyway. Now, David was ranked number 10. So number 1 was obviously Sin Cara, number 2 was vacant. And then we went through the list. There was Mastinak was there. He's already missed out on opportunities, but he wasn't ready. And he's aging as well. Sislak, there was a guy there, number 8 from Russia. He wanted to come out, but there's no way he's going to get a visa to come here. So the cards have fallen David Nika's way. And I rang Noel the morning after I had the news, and I said, mate, I've got to do the due diligence. I've got to make sure that you guys are happy to pass on this, because I know this is going to be a massive fight in the future. And he said, yeah, no, it's a bit early. We could build this up in 12 months. And then he sent me a text message about an hour later, and he said, mate, I'm going to go speak to Dave. Just hold off for an hour or two. So I held off, and he sent me a message out through the phone, goes, mate, we'll take that fight. So, you know, they took the fight. Like, we never pushed that fight. I never expected that fight to ever happen so early, but it is what it is. And, mate, why not? And hats off to David Nika. Like, he's a champion, and, like, he really thinks he's coming to knock Jai out. Like, he's been, you know, wanting this fight for a very long time, and he's been manifesting this for a long time. So he thinks, well, in his head, he's coming to knock Jai OPETAIA out. Now, the thing about knocking Jai OPETAIA out and saying things like that, mate, you're poking the bear. You know, Jordan Thompson found that out. You know, like, he poked the bear. If you show disrespect to Jai OPETAIA, he'll show no respect to you. And if he wants to bang, Jai can bang. If he wants to box, Jai will box. But Jai will work him out in 1 or 2 rounds, you know. So, now, it's going to be a great fight. Nika does have the height and the reach. He might be able to keep Jai long for a little while. I just don't know if he can do it for 12 rounds.
You know, in these situations, normally when you're trying to make a fight of this magnitude, money becomes a big issue. So was that not like a stumbling block, or did he just agree and take the first offer, or what?
You know, if the shoe was on the other foot and Jai OPETAIA was 10-0 and Tony Bellew at the time was the champion, mate, the money would be the second question. The first question was, mate, when's it on? Where do we sign? Money's irrelevant when you're getting an opportunity to fight for a world title. Jai OPETAIA fought Breedis for the world title back in 2022. It was never about money. It was about the opportunity. Now, Jai took the opportunity, and look where he is now. So, look, you know, if money's going to be a stumbling block this far early in your career, mate, you're going to go nowhere. It's opportunity. So that's what they're looking at. So yeah, look, you know, money, it's not Riyadh season money, it's not UK money. We are limited down here, but it is what it is, and to be part of something so big, and both of these boys' names will go down in history, and mate, 2 countries, you know, and then the Pacific Islands as well, they're all going to tune into this fight, and if they don't, they're idiots. I'll be honest, mate. This is the biggest thing, biggest fight, biggest event Australia and New Zealand's ever had. So we're looking forward to it.
Just explain, where can they watch it? Because I know in the UK it's on the Zone, but there's a pay-per-view element as well. Where is it pay-per-view, this fight?
Yeah, look, the pay-per-view is only in New Zealand and Australia. It's $39.99, which is priced very competitively.
UK price?
No, that's Australian dollars.
I mean, like in UK that'd be £20.
Yeah, that's it. So look, I'm not sure what you guys pay over there, but it's this part of the world, it's reasonable. You know, there's other promoters, they charge $70 for lesser events. Mate, that's robbing the public. You know, we're here to build the sport, not rape the sport.
That's quite a good saying that. I'm not sure if it's that good for a little man. Nice quote that, Mick. The other thing I want to ask you, Mick, we've seen, you know, you announced recently that Jai is now signed to Gold Star, Matchroom, Tasman Fighters. He's also a Riyadh season ambassador. A lot of people will be looking at that thinking, you know, why does a fighter need 3 promoters? So just explain the thinking behind that and how that works.
Mate, what a partnership. Like, seriously. Like, it's probably one of the strongest partnerships, probably the strongest partnership in boxing. You know, we've got this part of the world covered, obviously the UK, we've got Riyadh, Middle East covered. Like, what an opportunity. And plus we've got the US covered with Matchroom. So, mate, you know, we can place our fighters anywhere around the world. We can give opportunities to our fighters here in Australia. Contracted fighters to Tasman fighters will have the best and the biggest opportunities we've ever had this part of the world. So you'd be mad not to do a deal with these guys. You know, like, you know, there's three major players that push for fights in the UK, in Riyadh. Okay, it's obviously Spencer, it's Queensbury, and it's Matchroom. Mate, we've got 2 out of the 3, so our fighters will get preference. So, mate, it's a no-brainer. And you know, Eddie Hearn, mate, he sells a fight, he sells an event, he builds a fighter. You know, he's Spencer, mate. I don't think he's a better bloke in boxing than Spencer Brown. You know, he's a guy that does what he says and says what he does. You know, like he'll give you the shirt off his back. And mate, you know, as I said, I honestly don't think there's a better bloke in boxing. And Turki Al-Sheikh, like, seriously, mate, do I have to explain about Turki Al-Sheikh? Like, he is the man. He is the man. And what he's doing for Ring Magazine right now, like, you know, I know these belts are great to win, but you've got to remember the Ring Magazine is the original. You don't pay for a Ring Magazine. You know, you don't fight for a Ring Magazine. You actually get awarded Ring Magazine. There's no money exchange, so there's no politics involved. Like, it is what it is. And, you know, that is the most prestigious belt of them all. I'll probably get in trouble for saying that, but it's facts are facts. It's been around since the 1920s. It's had its ups and downs. It's been through a world war. It's still here, so it's legitimate, and we're looking forward for Jai to continue to represent the Ring magazine and do Turkey Yellow Shake proud.
Definitely. We'll talk more about the fight later in the week. Just to give me a quick rundown of the undercard, because it's not just a good main event. You've got some serious talent on the undercard as well.
Absolutely. We've got the best young talent in Australia here on this card. Justice Hoone needs no introduction. Justice is, mark my words, he will fight for a world title, mate, in the next 2 years. Like, he is a machine. He's only 25 years old. He's ranked in 3 of the 4 sanctioning bodies. Mate, he's a machine. Like, he's going for a complete new reboot, I suppose you can call it. But yeah, Justice Hoone is a great guy, great human, and mate, he can fight. He can move like a middleweight. So look out for Justice Hoone. There's big things to come for him. But he's fighting a guy 10-1. He's a monster from South Africa. It's going to be a great fight. But I think Justice will stop him, between the middle rounds. People have always said about Justice's power. Justice has got excuses. He's fought with two of his fights with one hand. So he's going to be a rock star as well, and we're really proud to have him on board.
Any other names that can keep an eye out for?
Mate, Max McIntyre. He's 19 years old. Money Max, we call him. Mate, he's going to go all the way. It's easy to say this and blow smoke up guys' asses, but at the end of the day, mate, if you have a look at the guys I've identified for a long time, I identified him about 18 months ago. He's got power, he's got charisma, he's tall, he's rangy, he's a showman, mate. Look out for Max McIntyre. He's fighting for an IBF World Youth title, so this is his first opportunity to fight for a title, his first 10-rounder. So, mate, he's going to be great. And Connor Wallace, you can't just miss Connor Wallace. Like, Connor Wallace, he's a showman. He's an Irishman from Brisbane, mate. Yeah, he's going to fight for a world title at some stage this year, and we've got him for a few more years. So, mate, Connor's a rock star as well. So we've got a pretty good stable, and things are looking pretty good with Tasman fighters right now.
Good stuff, Mick. Any last words? We're going to speak again as the days go along, but any last words for the British fans that are going to be tuning in for this epic night in the Gold Coast?
Look, I know it's going to be early morning over in the UK, but do not miss this event. This is going to be massive. This is going to be the biggest promotion Australia's ever seen. People can talk it up, they can talk a big game, but mate, just watch, tune in, mate. Proof's in the pudding. So looking forward to the UK fans and the US fans to tune in and watch Jai defend his IBF World title in Ring magazine.
Good stuff, Mick. Thank you for your time, mate, and all the best as the week goes along.
One, two, let's go. Hey, 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 hey.